In this video, I'm going to show you how an employer registers for the H1B lottery, which opens on March 1st, 2022. Hi, I'm Richard Herman. I'm the president of the Herman Legal Group, an immigration law firm founded in 1995. If you are a bit confused about the H1B lottery, which, as I said, opens up on March 1st, 2022 for fiscal year 2023, and you're not exactly sure how the employer can enter, then this video will walk you through exactly what needs to be done. A little bit of advanced planning will help ensure you are properly registered for this year's lottery and preserve your opportunity to win. All right, let's get started. First, what is the H1B and why is there a lottery? As most of you know, H1B is a work visa for professionals, which are subject to an annual cap of 65,000 regular H1Bs and 20,000 for advanced degree individuals. Some employers, like nonprofits affiliated with institutions of higher learning, are not subject to the cap and can hire as many H1Bs as they wish, whenever they wish. For the remaining employers, they have to enter into a lottery to receive one of the 85,000 visas, which are allocated each fiscal year. Fiscal year begins on October 1st. Okay, the lottery. A couple years ago, USCIS set up an electronic lottery system whereby employers simply registered for the lottery, paid an entry fee, and if they won, based on a total random drawing, then they filed the H1B application with USCIS. It's important to note, however, that winning the lottery does not mean you win the H1B visa. It means that you have won one of the spots within the cap, and you have an opportunity to file the H1B application. USCIS can either approve or deny the application. Okay, now that we have discussed the cap and generally described the lottery, let's dive into the details of the timeline, lottery fees, and how the employer should apply for this year's lottery. H1B Lottery Timeline. According to the USCIS alert announced on January 28, 2022, the important dates to follow are as follows. Number 1, February 21st, 2022, employers can create My USCIS accounts online, which they can use for registrations of beneficiaries electronically for the selection process. Number 2, March 1st, USCIS begins accepting registrations at noon Eastern Standard Time. Number 3, March 18th, the initial registration period closes at noon Eastern Standard Time. Number 4, March 31st, after USCIS conducted a random selection process, it will notify account holders about the results. H1B lottery fees. USCIS believes the new electronic pre-registration lottery system should reduce its costs, but also it should reduce the overall cost for the petitioners. Each sponsoring company can send only one registration per professional during the electronic pre-registration process. And the fee for that participant is $10. The registration process. Since the process was well received in past years by users, USCIS continues to use this strategy for this 2022 year. Here is an overview of the H1B visa registration process. 1. Create an account. H1B employers or their representatives have to create an online account to process the registration. It is highly recommended to complete this process during February before USCIS begins accepting registrations. USCIS will allow registrants to create My USCIS accounts starting on February 21st, 2022. Number 2, get a confirmation number. H1B employers intending to sponsor an H1B, new employees will first electronically register through the online account for each immigration employee during the registration period from March 1st to March 18th. After registering, they will receive a confirmation number. Number 3, USCIS determines whether the lottery takes place for the fiscal year. In case the number of registrants, potential employees, exceeds the annual H1B cap, USCIS will randomly select a number of registrants projected to reach the fiscal year 2023 H1B cap. The process. USCIS will conduct a selection process at random. The selection. USCIS will notify the winners that they are eligible to file the H1B application and issue selection notices to registrants by March 31st. After the first selection round, employers will have 90 days to file the H1B cap petitions. The second filing, in case by the end of the first filing period in March, USCIS has not received enough registrations required to reach the cap, then there may be subsequent filing periods until all the visa numbers are allocated. How to register for the H1B lottery. Okay, here we go. To submit an H1B registration, a U.S. employer must first create a USCIS online account that will be used to submit registrations. Note that after you select the I am an H1B registrant account type, you will not be able to add additional information until the initial registration period opens. Experienced employers may not need an attorney to help them register potential employees. Still, for others, it is good to know that the USCIS registration portal allows representatives, like lawyers, to create an account and register beneficiaries on behalf of U.S. employers. So if you think that you might need a lawyer, contact either our law firm or someone else for assistance. What happens next? After the lottery that takes place, as I said, after the initial registration period closes on March 18th, if the professional is eventually selected, then the employers will submit their petitions to the USCIS for processing. They'll need to pay the fee, file the supporting documents, and demonstrate that they meet all the requirements for the H1B, the approval. After USCIS selects your petition, your employee gets an H1B visa, meaning that the beneficiary start date will be on October of the same year. Second registration period. If there wasn't a sufficient number of selected registrants, USCIS will open the second round. Additionally, it is possible that in the second semester, H1B petitions that weren't previously selected may take the place of those who were previously selected but had their petition denied or did not submit their visa application. Common mistakes in registering. As the economy continues to expand, it is expected that more employers will file H1B petitions for their potential employees this year. But besides being the lucky one, first you need to make sure that you did the registration appropriately. If you decide to submit the application on your own, be aware of two common mistakes people make. Number one, creating the wrong type of account. Number two, entering the same beneficiary more than once. There are three account types. Number one, applicant, petitioner, requester account, used only for preparation and filing applications, petitions, or other benefit requests, but not to prepare or submit H1B registrations. Number two account, attorney or representative account for attorneys or accredited representatives submitting H1B registrations on behalf of a prospective petitioner. Number three account, registrant account for prospective petitioners who wants to participate in the H1B registration process. It's not unusual for employers and companies to create the wrong account. In that case, USCIS intends to take out of consideration registered employees, which results in losing the chance to participate in the selection. On the other side, as we previously mentioned, employers can file only one form per employee. If the employee enters the same beneficiary more than once, USAS will remove all registrations submitted for that beneficiary. Furthermore, you will not be able to appeal such invalidation. Do you need a lawyer? To avoid any undesirable scenarios and ensure on-time filing and proper form submission, you may consider hiring an immigration attorney. An experienced immigration lawyer will lead you through the process and raise the chances of getting your registration in successfully. I wish you good luck, and thanks for watching.